I never found a language that didn't have a word for procrastination. You know, in Scotland they call it mathling. In Hawaii they call it napa. They, you know, it's being accorded every kind of historical time period. Now, it's as common as gravity, and almost with an equal downward pull. You know, and we can actually take a look exactly how to do it. This is a nice time work graph. I like graphs. So at the start of your project, right, is going to be at 0. It has to be. You're starting it. When you're finished, right? And this is slow and steady, you know, wins race. You do so much every day and every time, and steady, you reach your end. You're always at a constant rate. So this is kind of like the baseline of basically kind of somebody who, they have a job, they come in, they do their 8 hours, they go back, they do another 8 hours. But we can actually test this. So, for example, we took this with college students. And this was during a wired classroom. So we had a time date stamp for every piece of work they did. It's kind of like a MOOC, but it was an early version called a computer personalized system of instruction. And here is actually one of the worst cases of students who still finished the course. And look at that in the middle, right? You see that in almost flat? That's a really enjoyable mid-semester. Not a lot is going on. But take a look at that slope right at the end. You know, if I extended that down, and they could have maintained that, you're talking about something able to finish the entire course in about a week and a half. That's right. You know, they did the entire third of it, about briefly a third in a couple of days. Is really quite incredible. And from your own experiences, the amount of work you're capable of doing just before deadline is phenomenal, right? However, that doesn't make you an exception. That makes you just simply part of the human race. You know, if you come back and say, tell me, well, I do my best work just before the deadline, can anyone put up their hand and say they aren't more motivated and can accomplish more before a deadline? Just one person. Okay, one. You are an outlier. That's right. That's right. Is it anxiety? Yeah. Okay. That's the exception. Eventually, it's kind of Yerke-Dodson law of over-arousal, right? So eventually, you get paralyzed. You can see it with work teams. And this next group is the one we actually found most. It was the U.S. Congress. Remember bills enacted? Smoother data, right? Lots of data. We had sort of nice smooth line. We like that. Again, you know, so from work to the student experience, yes. This is basically how we work. We're leaving everything just to the last end, which is problematic when you don't have a firm deadline, right? If you have a slippery deadline, like in a PhD thesis or projects, something you can push up further and further, you never actually hit the deadline theoretically. And if our work default is to do most of our work before deadline, we're in trouble with this particular arrangement. We can do some things about it, though.